The biggest story that we are in fact tracking for you at this hour remains the heat wave across North India. So North India is currently reeling under intense early summer heat wave, with scorching temperatures crossing 40 to 45 degrees Celsius in several cities, and the India Meteorological Department issuing alerts for continued severe conditions. As of April 27, 2026, maximum temperatures have soared well above the normal by 4 to 7 degrees Celsius across the plains. Delhi is hovering around 43 to 45 degrees Celsius, while parts of Uttar Pradesh have touched or crossed 44 to 45 degrees Celsius, with Prayagraj recording one of the highest at around 45 degrees Celsius in recent days. The IMD has warned of heat wave conditions persisting in isolated to scattered pockets over Delhi, Haryana, Punjab, Chandigarh, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan and parts of Madhya Pradesh through April 27th, with some places experiencing severe heat wave. Nighttime temperatures have also elevated, offering very little relief. With that, let's in fact take a stepwise look at the stepwise precautions that you should in fact take with this heat wave conditions that are currently prevailing right now. So when we're looking at the weather forecast, we are obviously seeing a lot of high temperatures, maximum temperatures in fact going across and touching 43 degrees Celsius in various places across North India. So let's look at how the heat wave has jolted North India and what precautions you should be taking. The step one that you should be doing is you should stay indoors during peak afternoon hours. So between 12 and 4, stay indoors as much as you can. Step two is to drink plenty of water even if not thirsty. So stay indoors, drink water, mix electrolytes, mix salt, you should have juices in order to hydrate yourself. So these are some of the precautions that you should in fact be taking because of the rising temperatures. Remember, these are all precautions that you should be taking. We will be talking to a doctor soon to know what medical precautions you can also take in order to avoid falling sick during such conditions. So let's look at step 3 and 4 now. You should wear loose, light colored cotton clothes. So wear loose clothes so that air circulation is there. You should wear light clothes that do not absorb heat, and cotton clothes will be best to absorb if any sweat that the body actually eliminates. Let's look at step 4. You should cover your head with a hat or an umbrella outdoors. So if you have to step outside for work or for certain emergencies, make sure that you have covered your head with a hat or an umbrella, because that's the most part that is in fact exposed to the harsh sunlight if you go out and when you step out. So those are some of the steps that you can take. Let's look at step 5. You should avoid strenuous physical activity in sunlight. So obviously in sunlight you should try to avoid as much physical activity so that your body is not stressed or strained to a point where it starts losing a lot of water from it. And step 6 is to use ORS or homemade electrolyte drinks regularly. So like we mentioned, you should have the oral rehydration salts that have been approved by the WHO in order to replenish the minerals and salts that are required in your body. And you should, if you have home based electrolyte drinks as well, you can have that as well in order to make sure that you stay safe and secure during such conditions. So these were some of the precautions that we were in fact bringing to you, what you should be doing during such a heat wave conditions that are currently prevailing. Let me also rope in Dr. MC Mishra, who's a former AIMS director, who's joining us on this broadcast live to help our viewers on how to stay safe during such conditions. Thank you so much, Doctor, for taking out your time and for speaking to NewsX. A very good afternoon to you.
Thank you and namaskar.
Doctor, when we are looking at obviously such conditions, we want to understand what kind of precautions that we can take in order to not fall ill, because there are a lot of cases of diarrhea that come to the fore, heat stroke also during such conditions. So, what are the precautions firstly that the people should undertake in order to make sure that they do not fall sick during such a condition?
Thank you so much. I think you very well summarized and explained all the points which people must take precautions in this heat wave, which is very unusual in the month of April, but it is happening. High temperatures are basically responsible for deadly heat stroke, dehydration, and organ failure. And we hear hundreds of thousands of people actually succumb to heat stroke around the world. The common problems which include heat exhaustion, cramping, and if the temperatures are not so high, then foodborne illnesses like gastroenteritis and heat accelerated bacterial growth, which can lead to all these loose motions. And the key risk factors are excessive sweat loss, if it is there, high humidity, which is not there right now, and limited access to cooling, particularly for the elderly and children. Both these are the special groups which need to take more caution. And now, heat stroke leads to high temperatures in the body, which we call hyperthermia. It's a medical emergency where body temperature regulation fails actually, and then it's very difficult to control this kind of a heat exhaustion or heat stroke, and we have to use all measures to cool down the body by transfusion of the fluids which can cool down, by drinking cold fluids, also putting the wet clothes in axilla, groin and extremities and on the body surface, so that the heat can be evaporated or very quickly. It leads to confusion, and also people can lose consciousness. Again, heat exhaustion include heavy sweating, weakness, dizziness, nausea, headache, and skin will be pale. Dehydration is due to gastroenteritis if there is a lot of nausea and vomiting, also loose motions. Excessive fluid loss leads to thirst and dry mouth, and urine formation stops in the body because there is fluid loss elsewhere. And then the urine, if one has, it will be very dark yellow urine. So that indicates that there is body is not coping, and it is concentrated urine, what we call. So one has to actually be careful. What you already said, they put light clothes, cover yourself while you are going out. If you have to avoid going out in this heat wave. Also, there is a problem for the construction workers around in NCR. So I think the contractors can schedule the working hours early morning, where it is cool from 6 to 10 or 6 to 11, and also again in the evening 5 to 10 or something like that. So I think that is something can be done to prevent people getting exposed to excessive heat. And heat cramps and rashes, actually painful muscle spasm in the leg is not uncommon. Skin irritation in the heat because of this excessive heat, and it also because of the sweating if it is there. But in dry heat, sweating is not so much. So that will happen in June, July, August, when humidity increases. Right now humidity is not too much. So, and then if the humidity increase, the temperatures are also increased, then we have these vector-borne diseases, what we call, where mosquito thrives. And we'll have dengue, we'll have chikungunya, we'll have other malaria, all mosquito-related
right.
illnesses
Right, doctor. I'll come back to you if you can please stay on with us. I want to take a